Brandon, what changes were you seeing in Zimmerman from the last time you had watched him or those last couple starts that he made?
I saw 94 there in his last couple innings. So I thought the velo ticked up a little bit today from his previous few starts with us. Shows how maybe a little bit of a rest did him some good there. He stayed strong all the way through that outing with a really good fastball. I like the way he threw into all their right-handers, kept them honest and had good off-speed stuff. So just a great 5 2/3 from him. Really pitched well.
Rich Dubroff, go ahead.
Hey, Brandon, you haven't had a lot of 10-run games this year. How good was it to see, especially Mountcastle and Franco break out?
Well, I thought today was our best offensive approach that we've had maybe since the beginning of the season, maybe all year. The majority of our damage was done up the middle the other way. Besides the Franco homer to the pull side, we really stayed on the ball well today. We battled a lot of our. I just like the way we used the middle of the field, the opposite field, off a left-hander with good stuff, and then bullpen guys with good stuff after that. But you saw a lot of guys staying on the ball better. Mancini with some big walks, and then drive 2 balls the other opposite field. Mountcastle snorkel that slider and his last at bat to be able to stay on the baseball. So I'd love to keep that approach going forward, and hope the guys can buy in and because that was really good. That was a nice team offensive philosophy today of staying on the baseball.
John Mioli, go ahead.
Brandon, is executing that kind of game plan harder for guys like a Mountcastle or Franco who have been struggling and are really trying to just get anything to work, or is it easier to get them to buy in considering they just need something to work?
No, I think what you see is when you have guys struggling and you just see guys pull off the baseball because they're trying too hard, try to do too much. And we had a bunch of guys early, Mountcastle and Franco definitely as of late. You see a lot of first pitch off speed stuff where to our guys where they're too quick off of the baseball. But both those guys, when they learn to really use the middle of the field and keep that approach, pull off speed, but hit the fastball through the middle to the opposite gap, they're going to have a ton of results. And they're both super strong. They can miss hit balls to the wall. So it's just hopefully they get comfortable and continue with that same approach going forward.
Joe Trezza, go ahead.
Brendan, when these young pitchers come back to the big leagues, whether it's Zim today or Aiken yesterday or Lauber a week ago or so, do you see them almost competing against each other when one guy does well, they want to kind of one-up that next start?
Well, I haven't seen that specifically. I do think that when you get a good club and you get some good, you get a good rotation, I think guys do compete within that, and the guys want to try to follow a good start. And there is competition within. With those guys, for me, it's they've been bouncing around a little bit. They're not, in our rotation right now. So I think that I'm really impressed with Aiken's outing yesterday. Zim came up and really threw like he threw the first couple starts of the year, where he really was pounding his fastball, good fastball throughout his outing, and be able to locate it in. And I think it was a huge step for him going forward.
We have time for a couple more questions. Jerry Coleman, go ahead.
Brandon, how about the way you guys came back from early down? It was 4-zip, and the fact that you're going into an off day with that good feeling.
Yeah, that was huge. I'm handed to our club to answer there in the first inning. You're down 2-0 to the Yankees. You go down first 4-0 against that kind of offense in the first inning. It showed a lot of character. Our guys to hang in there, to score a couple, to keep us there. They scored again. We answered again. And then we had good at-bats throughout the game. And then Bruce Zimmerman won us the game by really only giving up 1 run there through 5 2/3 and holding it right there for us. And so, yeah, it was a great comeback from our guys. We've had a lot of tough losses here in the last week to 2 weeks, and nice to feel good for them that we roll into the off day with a win against the Yankees.
Final question is from Stan Charles.
Brandon, with what you're trying to accomplish this season and how many tough losses you've had, could you talk about how important Paul Fry was today?
Yeah. Face some good right-handers in the middle of the order and get a double play ball and a punch out in a huge spot. And I'm just gonna start. Tanner and Fry for me are two guys that I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push to face middle of the orders. They're gonna pitch late in the game, right or left. I really believe in their stuff. I think Paul Fry has really turned the corner in his career on what it takes to be a real solid bullpen piece. I think Tanner's still developing a little bit, and we're gonna trust him and trust the development there, and we love his arm. So huge punch out of LeMahieu, struggled going back out, but then Paul Fry really picked him up there with a ground ball double play and a punch.